Something strange, exciting, and potentially game-changing is happening in the world of Pi Network. After weeks of price drops and constant FUD, we're finally starting to see some light at the end of the tunnel. Picoin, which took a beating after the open Mainnet launch, is now flashing green candles again, and the Pi Network price might be trying to write a brand new chapter. We're not just talking about small movements, we're talking about signs of momentum returning. The community is becoming more active, the trading volume is rising, and guess what? Exchange supply is drying up. This could mean the comeback has already begun. So what's really going on with Pi Network today? Could this finally be the bounce we've all been waiting for after 45 emotional days of trading? Are we looking at a potential trend reversal, or are we simply experiencing a pause before the next storm? This video dives deep into all that, from real-time Pi Network price analysis to the latest Pi Network news, the ongoing Pi KYC verification issues, and everything in between. But before we go any deeper, let me throw this out to you. Do you think Pi Network is about to make a comeback, or will the Pi price dip even further? Let me know in the comments below. And don't forget to check out my earlier videos if you want to catch up on all the latest Pi Network new update today. The link is in the description, so don't miss it. Also, shout out your country name and type Pi Network to the moon in the comments section. I want to see which country is repping the hardest in the Pi Network global movement. Make sure to like, share, and subscribe to support our channel as we continue delivering Pi Network updates every single day. And don't forget to join our Telegram group and Facebook page, links in the description. Now remember, this video is just for entertainment and educational purposes. It's not financial advice. So, do your own research before making any moves in this exciting but risky world of crypto. Alright pioneers, let's dive into today's full analysis on Pi Network. Over the last 45 days since the Pi Network officially transitioned into the open Mainnet phase, the journey has been anything but smooth. The Pi Network price, which initially spiked near $3, saw a dramatic and painful drop, sliding down to around 64 cents. That's a massive loss in a short time, and understandably, many pioneers started to lose confidence. But hold on, that's not the full picture, because while the price was dropping, something else was happening quietly, something more important. The Pi Network community didn't vanish, it adapted, it held strong. And most importantly, many users pulled their Pi out of exchanges and into their Pi browser wallet. And that's a game changer. Why? Because fewer coins on exchanges means lower supply. And as any experienced crypto trader knows, when supply drops and demand rises, price follows. The current number of Pi coins circulating on exchanges is estimated to be just over 324 million, and shrinking. That's a bullish sign if there ever was one. Now let's talk about those green candles. Yes, they're small, but their appearance after weeks of red is very significant. Combined with an uptick in trading volume, it shows us that some buyers are stepping back in. It could mean the bottom is close, or at least that the selling pressure is weakening. But why did the Pi coin price crash in the first place? To answer that, we need to look beyond the Pi Network login page and straight into the realities of open market dynamics. Once Pi Network migrated to Mainnet, it stepped into the open battlefield of the crypto world, and this battlefield is ruled by not just pioneers, but traders, whales, bots, and market makers. People and institutions with deep pockets, fast fingers, and zero emotional attachment to the Pi ecosystem. So now, every move in the Pi Network price chart is not just about belief or faith, it's about power, liquidity, strategy, and manipulation. It's a hard pill to swallow, but it's important to understand that Pi Network coin is now a real-world asset, and with that comes volatility. But here's the good news. Smart pioneers can use this chaos to their advantage. Instead of panic selling, this is the time to observe, learn, and plan. If you're holding Pi for long-term reasons, because you believe in its role in the Web3 ecosystem, because you want to support Pi Network dApps, or because you locked in your Pi for a 200% boost during the mining phase, then your job right now is to stay calm and stay focused. This is not the time to try and flip trades for quick cash. Unless you're a professional trader, playing that game is risky. And if you lose, don't blame Pi Network or the core team. The Pi Network approval solution is not meant to guarantee profits overnight. It's meant to build a decentralized financial system slowly and steadily. So, what's next? Let's break down the two possible paths Pi Network might take in the near term. Path 1 is bullish. If Pi holds above the 60-cent support line and we see a few more green candles combined with growing volume and fewer coins on exchanges, Then we might see a rebound toward 90 cents or even higher, possibly around the $1.20 zone. That kind of movement would attract new interest and maybe even spark mainstream discussions about Pi Network Binance listing possibilities. Now, path 2 is more painful, but still a possibility. If Pi breaks below the psychological 50 cents level, we could see a deeper correction toward the 40 cents or even 30 cents zones. That would scare off more weak hands, but it could also set the stage for a strong recovery later. No matter which scenario unfolds, remember, this is part of the journey. Early-stage cryptocurrencies always go through these phases. Bitcoin did, Ethereum did, XRP did, and now Pi is walking that same path. The true value of Pi goes beyond the charts. The KYC process is progressing despite challenges like pending KYC and tentative approval stages. More users are getting verified, which means greater utility and long-term growth. If you're a long-term believer, hold steady. This dip is a test for all great projects. Stay updated with verified Pi Network news and ignore the FUD. If you're buying the dip, use dollar-cost averaging to reduce risk. Facing migration or login issues, hang in there. Many are in the same boat. Pi Network is building something massive. A decentralized global economy powered by everyday users. Patience is key. That kind of mission doesn't happen overnight, and with so many moving parts, KYC verifications, balance migrations, and app integrations, it's bound to hit a few bumps in the road. The good news is, these hiccups are actually a sign of progress. Every decentralized project that's now thriving once went through similar growing pains. Think of Ethereum, Bitcoin, or any blockchain-based network. They all had login bugs, network congestion, or migration issues at some point. What matters most is that the Pi Core team is actively working to address these problems and that the community remains engaged and supportive. So stay patient, keep your app updated, follow official channels for news, and don't lose faith. The Pi you've mined and believed in is still part of a much bigger journey. Here's the bottom line. The Pi network isn't going anywhere. The Pi Network Mainnet is live. The Pi price today is just a snapshot, not the full picture. And as the ecosystem continues to grow, as the community gets stronger, and as new apps and partnerships, like the rumored Banksa collaboration, come into play, the value will eventually reflect the potential. So pioneers, this is your moment. Not to panic, but to persist. So today, we broke down the current Pi Network price situation, the emotional roller coaster of the past 45 days, the positive signals forming on the chart, the Pi KYC verification process, and what might happen next. Whether you're here for the Pi Network news, or to understand the Pi Network approval solution and price prediction after the Mainnet launch, you're now fully caught up. Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe to support our efforts to bring you the latest Pi Network updates daily. Join our Telegram and Facebook communities to keep the conversation going and stay close to everything happening in the Pi world. Now I want to hear from you. Do you think Pi Network will bounce back this month? Or will it fall to even lower levels before recovering? Drop your predictions in the comments below. And if you have any questions, concerns, or contributions, leave them too. I read every comment and love hearing your thoughts. Thanks for watching, pioneers. Stay strong, stay smart, and I'll see you in the next video. Onward and upward, Pi Network to the moon.